Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
I was kind of having a rough morning, and I don't really know what triggered it. It was just one of those things that was just like nothing was really kind of humming at the right levels, kind of dragging ass, and I just was not producing the way I meant to. And it's kind of one of those things that you try to protect against it, you try to push through, and then you just try to give yourself a little pep talk, and then you move on. Especially when you're dealing with people, and especially when you're like serving others. And intention is a big deal when it comes to chiropractic. It's one of those things like if I'm in a crappy mood, if I'm just not having loving intention, then I know what I'm giving my clients is just not quality work. But if I'm in a powerful mood, if I'm a powerful energy, if I have a high vibration, if I have just that internal light going, the adjustments that I'm giving is going to be that much more that powerful, much more impactful. And you know what? I guess I really have no double-blind standardization research to prove that. But I know in my heart, I know in my gut, and I'm pretty sure my clients would argue that as well, that there's truth to that. And I think that goes along with all things. The way you work out, the way you interact with people, the way you can make dinner, the way that you can hug somebody. Obviously, I think that in itself is when you're touching somebody or when you're connecting with somebody, that intention has the biggest obvious reward right back. So, if you're hugging somebody and you're not all into it, people can sense that right away. It's just like the same way as saying hello on the telephone. You can have just a poor energy and you're just like, hello, this is Vitality Chiropractic, I can help you. Versus if, I have a smile on my face, if I'm standing, if I'm in good posture, that energy transposes in there. It's like, good morning, this is Dr. Nick, I can help you. It's just a different energy for that. And that stuff isn't easily measured. It's all based on gut. And I guess what my real point here is that as we go look through life, we're going to have our ups, we're going to have our downs. But what are you doing to bring that intention for the things that really matter? Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to be depressed or just kind of beat the crap out of yourself. But at the same time, maybe that's the time best spent by yourself. Because if you're dragging down others, it's almost like a crime. It may not be an actual insult, physical injury that is noticeable, like, a cut or a stab wound or a bullet. But I definitely think that you're bringing them down on some level. And that's not okay. And imagine that for yourself. Who you're hanging around. Are they lifting you up or are they bringing you down? Are they energetically expensive? Are they just kind of like pulling you down and just sapping every ounce of life from you? Or are they, drumming your energy up? Are they helping you and your tuning fork of life to just kind of buzz? And I'd have to challenge you that maybe you need to be a little bit more selective about the people you're hanging with. And then also be mindful of what you're doing to others. Because I know if I'm doing in practice, I have no business putting my hands on somebody and giving them an adjustment unless I'm vibrating at a high level. So the thought that came into me is that my first few clients, I felt like I was just pushing meat. It's an expression in our profession where it's like, you just kind of showed up and you just kind of hit the high spot and push something back in place. But that's all you were doing is pushing meat. And the voice told me, why can't you be the very best part of their day today? Now, that's a weird one too, because I hope I'm not. You just hope for somebody that they have just that much better of a day. But when you really look at society and the chances of life, I might be the only person that touches them for the day. Actually gives them physical touch. I could be the only one giving them a hug. I could be the only one smiling at them. I could be the only one uplifting them. And so that's what the thought that just hit me square in the chest. And man, I wish I could have had a redo for those first two. I really do. And I got to do a better job, and I'm improving too, to make sure that I step up and I greet the day like that, because I can't even imagine the chaos I left my children in that this morning, or my spouse. Actually, she was in Denver with my youngest too, but at least two of my children had to deal with poor energy. Now, I felt like I wasn't taking out on them, but maybe I didn't yell at them. Maybe I didn't speak down to them. Maybe I didn't sarcastically reply to stuff, but my intention wasn't there. My intention certainly wasn't there. So, dear listener, I challenge you as I land the plane of this longer episode. It's still not that long. It's only like 5 minutes. But I implore you to look at your connections for the day. Where are you showing up? How are you vibrating at a higher level to raise them up? And who are you surrounding yourself with to make sure that you're constantly being pushed upward versus being dragged down? And you need to really own that. It's just like the hug. Is your circle hugging you and you feeling just the deadness inside of them? Or are they hugging you and you feel the authenticity, the vibration, and the love from them? And that's what you should be considering every time you're shaking somebody's hand, every time you're talking with somebody, your coworkers, your family. What are you feeling from them, and what are they feeling from you? And do something with that. That's really just the homework. Do something with that. So be mindful, folks. This isn't just some game. This is going to have a global impact. Thanks. This is Dr. Nick signing off.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.